Uh, this is Rosh Chodesh Iyar, and it's an interesting month. It is a month where we go from the lowest of the low to the highest of the high, so to speak. We just had last week Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Memorial Day. This Tuesday will be Memorial Day in Israel for the fallen soldiers. Um, at 10 o'clock in Israel, there'll be sirens going off, and everybody comes to a standstill because of this, to remember those who gave their lives for in defense of the state. From the days of the mandate period through independence till today. And then right after Yom HaZikaron, Memorial Day, is Israel Independence Day, sort of sending a message before we can celebrate independence. We have to thank those who gave all so that we can do that. Um, so it's a very important. So you're going from this memorial for the Jews for the young soldiers who passed away fighting for the state, um, to a great celebration. Then added to it, later on in the month of Iyar, we have Lag BaOmer. We're in the period of the Omer, we're mourning the death of Rebbe Akiva's students. Okay, and officially the Gemara says they weren't nice to each other. If you actually look at history, you say, wait a minute, I have a question. Why do we mourn the death of people who are not nice to each other? The answer is hinted at. It's Rebbe Akiva's students. Rebbe Akiva supported the Bar Kokhba revolt, which, as we all know, failed. But the Romans at the time didn't want to hear about anything about from the Jews about independence or whatever. So the Gemara would hide it by saying, oh, these are Rebbe Akiva's students who died because of not being nice to one another. Hint, hint. They were they fought in Bar Kokhba and were killed by the Romans. So it's actually, but then after Lag BaOmer comes another major celebration, Jerusalem Day, celebrating the reunification of Jerusalem. When a number of us were growing up, there were two divided cities in the world, Berlin and Jerusalem. And as we know, in 1989, the Berlin Wall came down, Berlin was reunified. And also in 1967, Jerusalem was reunified. The only city today that's divided, that you can't go from one side to the other, is Nicosia in Cyprus. But we're celebrating, and Jerusalem Day is not just a celebration of the unification of Jerusalem. It's a celebration of all the miracles that took place in the Six-Day War. And I could go on about the miracles, but I think people have to get going to different places. But it shows you that the month of Iyar is going from the depths of sadness and despair to the heights of um, happiness, and recognizing that God has a hand in it. That God, and that's why on Wednesday we'll be saying a full hallel with a bracha, okay, to celebrate Yom Ha'atzmaut, the Israel Independence Day, that we recognize it was a miracle that Israel came into existence just 3 years after we were the end of World War II and the Holocaust. Something to think about.